To make a good charcuterie board, I find a little bit of planning goes a long way. When I'm planning a board, I try to put things onto the board that will take up space and that I know I cannot put anything on. What I mean by this is if I put my grapes or my dips down, those spots on the board are taken up. And then by adding my bread, I know that I can't use that section. Once those items are down, I can then start to place my other products. So if I'm doing a cheese and meat board, I'll start with my cheeses and I'll cut them into different shapes. And that way there's a little bit of contrast for the eye, and there's a contrast for maybe someone has to cut their own cheese or they can pick up slices. So once I start getting the meat on, I'll do some different things. I'll either roll the meat, or I'll fold it over, or I'll just let it lie naturally. Or if I was cutting a type of sausage, maybe I would have all the pieces in perfect sequence. And once I get all my meats on, I like to garnish with some pickles and some mustard because meats, pickles, and mustard go really well together. And you could put on a little bit of jam or something, but the idea with the cheese and the meats is that everything kind of has a friend. So the fig jam that I put down would go really well with the manchego, and later we're going to put apples, which would really go well with the cheddar cheese. Apples also go really well with brie cheese, but the idea is that the cheese has an accompaniment just like the meat has an accompaniment. It doesn't mean that anyone has to eat their cheese with the accompaniment, it's just there. Now, if I'm doing the vegetable portions, I try not to keep any green touching green. So I like to go around and do a little bit of celery, and then the peppers, and then the broccoli, and then the carrots. That way I have no green touching, which makes for a little bit more of an appealing vegetable area. My vegetables go around the dip, of course. That way it's easy to eat the vegetables with the dip. And that's why I place the dip down first, so I can put the vegetables around them. When I'm doing a fruit section of the board, I like to cut the fruit either sliced or diced. Sometimes I mix it up and have a contrast of both. This just helps create a different effect. Once I have my fruit on the board, I like to finish with garnishes. And this can be some apple slices or some wheels of oranges that I like to fold over. That way it kind of takes up some more room of the board and gives it a little bit of orange pop. And I like to put that kind of near the fruit because it is a fruit. And a lot of the items I'm adding at the end are just garnishes. And really it's just there to either pair with cheddar cheese, or it's just to go with the fruit section, or it's dried fruit to add on to add a little bit of flavor when you're eating the cheese. So when you go through a charcuterie board and you make this on your own, really think about what the flavors are and how they go together.